Hey friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to share my Paytm front-end interview experience, right? Last time I have shared my Byju's front-end interview experience, and from that video I've got a couple of requests to share my Paytm front-end interview experience also. So I'm going to share it, right? And first I thought let's not share it Paytm, but then I decided there is no harm sharing on it, and plus it is going to be very helpful for lots of candidates, right? Not just for Paytm, but for any other company also. They can get idea, knowledge about it, right? So they can be pre-prepared for the things, right? So let me share every questions I was asked in the interview, right? So it was the whole interview process completed in just one day. In one day, round one, round two, and round three happened. And after a week, the offer letter is a different thing, so let's not talk about it. So in one day, all three rounds happened. So first round and second round was a technical round. Third round was technical plus hiring manager round. And what was the question? That's an interesting thing, right? Everyone is waiting for that. So what was the question in the front end interview of the Paytm, right? So here is the I have noted it down after the interview. So let me share that. Let's minimize this thing. So I've just noted down it in a doc file, and now I have prepared it in a slides so I can present it in a nice way. So here is the things I was asked in the interview. Let's start the slide. Okay, so yeah, Paytm. And so these are the requests I've got on my videos to share the Paytm interview experiences. And so round one. So about the round one thing is common in almost every interview, right? So if you go for an interview, that question is like compulsory and mandatory. Every interviewer will ask you that question, and I think that's a very nice way to start things, right? Once you start introducing yourself, then you get little bit of confidence, right? So that helps in your performance. Then after the introduction of yourself, then the next question is probably explain about the projects, and same thing happened with me. Explain about the project, about your work, about my past work. Actually, all of my past work you can explain there. Then some basic JavaScript questions I was asked what is closure and JavaScript prototype, and then related to that method chaining in JavaScript, right? So if you know JavaScript, then you will be familiar with these questions, right? It's all about JavaScript, closure, prototype, method chaining in JavaScript, right? And there is one question related to the prototype. So this was the question. Just have a look on it and try to answer it, right? Try to find out the output of this question. So this question seems easy, right? This seems like, okay, A dollar sign A gets called, A dollar sign B gets called. But if you look at this question carefully, there is a hack on it. So just try to have a good look on it, then only you can answer it. And then after, in the first round, the second question was related to an array. So this was an array of numbers, not sorted numbers. It's just random organized numbers, random unorganized numbers, right? And find the second highest number from the array. So in this case, it is 99, right? You can write a solution. You can choose any programming language, whatever you prefer. In my case, it's always JavaScript without any doubt. I prefer to use some online editor like Code Sandbox. You can go with Code Sandbox or whatever you like. You can use your VS Code also, that's fine. Then this was all about the first round. Then after the first round, immediately there was a second round of interview. Almost there is a gap of like 5 minutes. The second round of interview, again the same common question, introduce yourself. And when you introduce yourself, then there will be a next question, explain about the projects. The same thing happened in almost every interview, right? So after the project explanation, interviewer asked me about like React lifecycle and everything related to the React lifecycle. I have just written React lifecycle, but there was a lot of common questions related to the React lifecycle, right? And then React hooks, and there was a big question: create an accordion, right? Using React, so I have to use React and create an accordion. So if you don't know what's an accordion, then I will show you over here in the next screen. So here is the accordion. So if you see this, there is a list, right? And on click of this list, things will expand, right? So there is a list. If you click on it, it will expand like that. So that was the thing. And not just that, if you see this list, if you open one particular one, then it will show you some list. And if you click in the sub list, then again it will expand and show you some more list, right? So basically it is nested. It is also like a tree. If you have watched my Flipkart MERN series, then I have used categories as a tree, right? You can think of it that way. So accordion, if you click, then it will expand. If you click on children's, then it will again expand, and it will go like that. So nested children's, okay, all the way. So this is a time consuming question actually. So if you go and write things using React, you can use any text editor, whatever you want, or you can use online editor. In my case, I used Code Sandbox. That's like kind of my thing. So I've used Code Sandbox to write the solution for it, and that was that. So here was this was the question. Then there was third round, right? So it's a technical process hiring manager round. And again, the question was common: introduce yourself, then about the projects, and it's like very common. And till that time, the third round was just after like 5 to 10 minutes, and there was a third round. So one day, all the rounds happened, and till that time, I was so frustrated. So that was fine. If you keep on if you are going on continuously, then it will be like you will be exhausted. And not just for me, interviewer was also exhausted because he was I think taking other interviews also, right? So yeah, all the interviews were different, but it was like they were taking the interviews before me also, right? So that's why so this was like introduce yourself, explain about the projects, and what was the hack in this round, right? So the hack in this round was this thing, right? So there was a problem solving question, and you can think of you can see on my screen, if input is 26, then output will be Z. If input is 51, then output will be AY. So if you know Excel sheet, how Excel sheet works actually. So Excel sheet, the columns start from A, B, and Z, and after Z it will be AA, AB, AC, right? And once it ends with AZ, then again it starts with BA, BB, BC. So that is what written over here. So it's just a couple of numbers. If you input that number, then you should get related alphabet to that particular number. So for 26 it is Z, for 1 it is A, for 2 it is B, for 51 it is AY. So you can just go and check the Excel sheet how it works. So this was the problem solving question. And there was another question, memoization. Memoization. What is memoization? And there is a question related to the memoization, as you can see on my screen. So this is a series, and as you can see, some of you already know it's a Fibonacci series, and some of you already know the solution of it, right? So every number is the sum of the previous two number. This is what happened in the Fibonacci series. The purpose behind this question is not to just write the solution, just write the function to generate the Fibonacci series. That was not the purpose behind it. The purpose behind it, how much you know about memoization, your understanding about memoization, right? So basically what happens in memoization, if I will tell you in simple terms, it is like about storing the already computed value in the memory and use it later, right? So if you write a solution for Fibonacci series, if you use the larger number, then you may end up having errors like call stack exceeded, because Fibonacci recursive function involves lots of recursive calls, and if you input the larger number, then it will make lots of recursive function calls, and then call stack will be exceeded, right, overflowed, and then you'll get an error. So memoization is the solution for such problems, right? So if I will show you a basic thing, so there I have written the solution for it. So this is a basic Fibonacci function to generate the Fibonacci series, right? So if you know a Fibonacci series, then you must know every number is the sum of the previous two number, right? So here I'm calling this Fib function with the position, right? At what position I want the number. And as I told you, every number is the sum of the previous two number. So you can see the n minus 1 plus n minus 2. So if you input the larger number like 50 or 51 and bigger number, then you may end up uh, the problem of call stack, right? Call stack exceeded. But to solve that problem, what we can do, we can have a object memo, and you can store the base values like 0 and 1. And if we compute the next numbers every time, we are going to store the result of it, right, in the same object, so we can use it later. This is what we call memoization. So this is the So this is a basic Fibonacci function to generate the Fibonacci series. And there is if you know the Fibonacci recursive function, then there is a problem with this function. If you input the larger number, right? So if your n means your position, if it is 50 or 51, then you will be having trouble with this function, finding out the right result, because your call stack will be exceeded, because this function involves lots of recursive calls, and because of that, the call stack will be exceeded and you'll get an error. To solve this problem, as I told you, for memoization means storing the result, already computed result, in the memory so we can use it later, right? So this is a memo object. I'm storing the base values. 0 is 0 and 1 is always 1. So first two numbers we already know, right? And the sum of that two number will be the next number, right? So if that number is in our memo object, then we'll return the memo. And there is the same thing is happening. Previous two number n minus 1 plus n minus 2, sum of the previous two number. So the number and the solution of it, if we don't know, we are storing this result variable, and then we are storing result in this memo object. So next time when that position or that number will come, then we can return the result without performing the computation, and this will save a lot of calls, right? So this is what we call memoization. So I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, then don't forget to share this video with your friends. And if you want more such interview videos and JavaScript concepts, just let me know in the comment section. I'll be sharing with you soon. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a nice day. Don't forget to put a like. Bye.